Hi, it's Dwyer. DwyerBoxingNews.com, GamblersAdvisory.com. Remember, the opinion you should follow should be your own. Just consider this video to be a second opinion from a complete stranger online. These are the boxing stories that are on my mind on September 24th, 2012. First, let me just say, I'm stunned. My prayers go out to Corey Sanders' family. Corey Sanders was a southpaw who threw an awfully heavy punch. He was a gamer in the ring. He's the man who I thought gave Vladimir Klitschko his biggest beating of his career. And significantly, Vladimir Klitschko never fought Corey Sanders again. That fight is a textbook on how to beat Vladimir Klitschko and how, after you knock him down, to not let him recover. I thought it was a masterpiece from a fearless fighter. Corey Sanders' death, completely senseless. He's a victim of a violent crime. This is a huge loss to boxing. My prayers go out to Corey's family and to his fans. And I believe there are many of them, myself included. Also, my prayers go out to Emanuel Steward's family. Apparently, Steward has been diagnosed with diverticulitis. It's the same problem that Eddie Van Halen has. It affects your digestive tract. Apparently, it's caused by stress. And Emanuel Steward's taking some time off right now. I know that I always learn a lot listening to Emanuel Steward analyze a fight. It was really, while I was watching a Manny Pacquiao fight done by Emanuel Steward, that I realized that he was literally pointing out the blueprint on how to give Manny Pacquiao problems. And of course, that blueprint seems to have been followed recently by Juan Manuel Marquez and Timothy Bradley. My prayers are with Emanuel Steward. Let's turn our attention to a couple of fights. First, call me a skeptic. Lord knows I've been wrong before. But I just don't see any way that Shane Cameron can beat Danny Green at Cruiserweight. Let me just say, Danny Green really only loses to very high-level technical fighters. Right? Antonio Tarver, Krzysztof Włodarczyk, years ago, Anthony Mundine. You really have to be one of these Bernard Hopkins type fighters, almost, to beat him. In fact, quite frankly, Włodarczyk was being schooled by Danny Green. He's not even a Bernard Hopkins type fighter. He just got in with a power shot late in that fight. And let me just point out that Danny Green has retooled and rededicated himself since that fight. He's actually lost a lot of weight. So Danny Green is faster than he used to be, right? I don't expect Danny Green to come in at 200 pounds for this fight. I'm expecting him to come in at maybe 185 pounds. I believe he's going to be much faster than Shane Cameron. Now, if this fight were based on talking trash, Shane Cameron wins in a landslide. But it's actually based on skills in the ring. Now, am I supposed to believe that Monty Barrett, who was winding down his career, who had looked pretty pedestrian in several fights before fighting David Tua, and even in the Tua fights, of course, Monty Barrett had some very tough moments. Am I supposed to believe that a victory over Monty Barrett has prepared Shane Cameron for a match against Danny Green? I'm a skeptic. I think Danny Green outboxes Cameron just like he was outboxing Krzysztof Włodarczyk. Right? Cameron's only chance in this fight, in my opinion, is to land the kind of haymaker that Włodarczyk landed. Right? And so, The bet I'm recommending is the lighter man, Danny Green, to win the fight, straddled against Cameron by KO. And let me just say, it's very hard to knock out Danny Green. Very hard. I don't see that happening. So I'm fully expecting Danny Green to win the match, but as a gambling play, always looking for the hedge, always looking to cover the downside, I'm going to stopgap the downside with Cameron by KO. What I don't see happening is Shane Cameron outboxing the faster, more elusive, more angle-based Danny Green. I just don't see that happening. I expect Danny Green to look good in that fight. Let's talk about another fight. Rothman against Alexander Povetkin. Now, I know Povetkin has had all kinds of trouble in his corner, right? You don't even know who's going to be in his corner. It used to be, Teddy Atlas. Now I'm hearing Costa Zoo, right? It's a revolving door in his corner, right? Here's the kicker. Povetkin is actually an athlete. He's more of an athlete than a technician. What I mean by that is the guy has fast hands. When he wants, the guy has fast feet. When he wants, the guy has heavy volume. The guy can throw up top, down low. He can throw combinations, right? What he can't do is fight a slow motion fight where he outthinks you. In other words, he's not Juan Manuel Marquez. He's not Bernard Hopkins. This is a guy who really overwhelms you with athleticism. And he's fighting the perfect opponent. Not only is Rothman much older, right? Rothman is pushing 40. But Rothman is a guy who, quite frankly, isn't a great athlete. Look, I know I sound hard. We have to be hard because we're making hard decisions here, right? Rothman isn't the athlete that Alexander Povetkin is. He will not be able to match Povetkin with volume. His game is more slow motion, where he hits you with the jab, sets things up, works to have everything unfold off the jab. His trainer, Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, believes in establishing the jab. That's what Rothman's going to do. Now that works if you're fighting a guy who doesn't have a lot of foot speed, who has no choice but to be at the end of a jab. But that's not Alexander Povetkin. Povetkin is going to fight really more of an ambush type fight, where he's outside of the jab, then he jumps in, then he's throwing pretty big punches. Now the key with Rothman, as Lennox Lewis fans know, is that Rothman can punch. Rothman has a puncher's chance in every fight he's in. Right? That's all he has. I'm expecting Povetkin to win the fight. The bet I'm recommending is Povetkin to win the fight, straddled against Rothman by KO. Let me just say this too. Povetkin is such an athlete that I'll be surprised if Rothman is able to go the distance. I'm expecting Rothman to be overwhelmed like he was overwhelmed when he fought Vladimir Klitschko, right? He's just going to have a very hard time, in my opinion, standing upright for 12 rounds against an athlete. Povetkin doesn't have a big punch, right? Even guys outside of the division, like Marco Huck, were able to go the distance with him. But I just feel that he's so much faster than Rothman. And he's going to throw so much more volume than Rothman. And Rothman's going to be so ineffective with his jab that I'll be very surprised if Rothman goes the distance. If I had one bet to make on this fight, it would be Povetkin to win the fight. The hedge I'm proposing is Povetkin to win, straddled against Rothman by KO. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments for me here online. Visit us at DwyerVIP.com, DwyerBoxingNews.com, and of course, GamblersAdvisory.com. Thanks for watching.